and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Thursday, the 7th day of May for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to get your day started the right way. All of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. The Nebraska softball team, they're going to play Michigan today in the Big Ten Conference softball tournament down in College Park, Maryland. Nebraska did not play on the opening day yesterday. The Wolverines, meanwhile, winning over Ohio State by the score of 9-0. So we'll take a look at the Big Ten tournament today. Get some comments later on in the hour from Husker head coach Rhonda Revelle. The golf honors in the Great Plains Athletic Conference were announced yesterday. The Broncos of Hastings, we've got the Golfer of the Year. We've also got the Coach of the Year. So we'll talk about that during the show today. The Nebraska Kearney women's golf team has qualified for the NCAA Division II championships for only the second time in program history. They wrapped up a second-place finish in the NCAA Regional this week. High school baseball district tournaments get underway today. Both Hastings High and Adams Central will be in action. The Tigers will be on the road playing in Elkhorn against Elkhorn North. Adams Central is going to host the C6 district tournament out of Duncan Field. And the Patriots' first-round opponent will be Fort Calhoun at 4 this afternoon, a game you'll be able to hear right here on Extreme Sports beginning at 3:45 this afternoon. NBA playoffs continued last night. NHL playoffs also continuing last night. So all that and more is coming up for you as you wake up and get going here. Welcome in my partner in crime on the western side of town.
Hello.
Tyson Havronic, good morning.
Good morning. It is the final day, the last day of the semester. Excitement is in the air. Finals will be delivered. Pizza will be handed out for the students so they can give me good numbers on my evaluation on the last day. It's kind of a trick that I like to do right at the end. But we have made it to educators. I don't consider myself one of them, but it's been fun. We've had a really, really great semester. But yeah, for all those hardworking folks out at CCC, we get to celebrate with the culmination of the final day today.
So you buy pizza for your class on the final day in
Hell
hopes
yes.
of them giving you a good evaluation?
It's the best play in the book. It's worked for the last 2 years. Right at the end, we have this survey that we have to fill out. The higher the survey, the higher numbers on the survey, the less you have to talk about with your boss. And so I kind of bribe them a little bit towards the end. I'm like, hey, that survey's coming out. How about fives for pizza?
Yeah, how about all those good times we had in class? Remember to give me a 5, and don't forget we're having a pizza party today too.
Exactly.
So, good job on that.
Thank you. Well, I mean, so here's the thing. We are required to hold class on the last day of class. I'm not giving them homework. We're not really going to cram anything else to learn. What are we going to do on the last day of the semester but have a pizza party and watch Lasso? We are watching their finals today. We had them do a couple video shoots for an audio tech class that we do.
Yeah.
And we're putting together little promotional content for our social media pages. So we'll see how that turned out. I've seen some of the behind-the-scenes footage, so I'm a little nervous going in. I think they had a lot of fun with this and took some artistic liberties.
Yeah, just throw it up there.
And we're just gonna toss it up. So
yeah, throw it up there and see what happens.
That's right.
So that's what happens. I think if you talk to teachers in high school or junior high, when you get down to the final couple of days of school, they kind of look at each other and say, "What are we going to do today?"
What are you doing today?
All the tests are in the books and grades are pretty well handled. We just got to occupy some time today. This is a good time for like the younger kids to go on field trips.
100%.
Let's go on a field trip today. Let's go visit a bank.
I was really hoping that Nebraska softball would be later this afternoon.
Yeah.
Class doesn't start till, this particular class that we're doing the final in doesn't start till like 3:30. And so Husker softball will be done and dusted and over with by then. And I figured, man, if those two could have aligned, hell, we could have just threw up the softball game today.
Yeah, just watch the game. You could just throw it up. You got BTN out there.
Yeah.
You could just
More or
throw up
less.
a BTN and watch the games today.
I don't care about the other games. I just
All
care
the
about
other
Nebraska.
games. All the other games are going on today.
And Nebraska's not playing. I don't. My give a
Watch
damn is
softball.
pretty low.
All right, so that's what's in store for you today.
That's right. You got baseball.
How did we miss?
Okay.
How did we miss Cinco de Mayo a couple of days ago? Yeah.
I mean,
on May 5th, when was that? That was Tuesday.
it's a Tuesday.
How did we miss that? Usually we bring that up and we're so excited about it.
It was a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday, but how did we miss that?
Be honest, I missed most of April. The time has just flown, and
This was May.
I realized that, Mike. That's why I missed Cinco de Mayo, because I also missed half of April. I had my birthday on April 4th, and then next thing you know, snap of your fingers, and it's May 7th, and we're getting ready to graduate tomorrow. So, yeah.
Yeah, we missed Cinco de Mayo.
We did we miss it?
I probably didn't because I
It was a
usually
Tuesday.
don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
I'm not
but
an amateur hour person anymore.
a lot
You know
of
what I mean?
people do. Yeah.
I used to be.
You don't have to celebrate all these days anymore like you used to.
No. Hell, getting to the end of the week, getting to a Friday is enough celebration for me most of the time.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just it. You get a little older, you get a little wiser. You realize that all these drinking holidays are just one big mistake waiting to happen, and so you kind of avoid them. And I've gotten to the point now at 40, I don't even like crowds, man. Like, you get more than 10 people in a room, and I'm like, all right, bye, see you later.
Wow.
Yeah,
Antisociable.
a little bit. I mean, and yet, stick a microphone in front of my face, and I will present to 1,000 people.
But you don't like being around crowds anymore.
No.
Wow.
Well, you should see me at, like, Memorial Stadium. Like, I take the role of the fullback, and whoever's with me, I'm just like, hey, I'm going to be lead block. We're going to get through this crowd. You never get through the crowd. But just, like, people that walk slow in front of you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're trying to, and I'm like, come on, we're moving.
Let's go.
And so you're bobbing and weaving through traffic. And I'm like, you're either following me or you're not, because I'm not
I'm just gonna
standing
blow by you.
around walking slowly in a crowd. Like, there's nothing more. There isn't a bigger definition for hell on earth than walking slowly in a crowd together.
When you're kind of in a hurry.
Most
Or
of
you
the
want
time,
to just keep up
most
with
of the time, I'm ready to get a beer.
Yeah. But the beer line's so long that you can take a
Oh,
little extra time.
and my patience gets tested. Really.
Anyway, waking up with
Yeah.
Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Again, we'll have baseball today. Adams Central beginning play and the C6 district tournament out at Duncan Field. The Patriots will play Fort Calhoun beginning at 4 this afternoon. We'll be on the air with a pregame at 3:45. The other game is going to pit Takema Herman. They're going to be playing in the first game this afternoon against Guardian Angels Central Catholic West Point Beamer. That game's going to go at 1. I'd like to broadcast that all the time.
I would use their nicknames for the entire broadcast.
Guardian Angels Central Catholic West Point Beamer and Takema Herman.
Rockets and whoever the hell Takema Herman is.
That's a mouthful. Anyway,
Yeah.
they play at 1 today, and then Adams Central is going to play the second game against Fort Calhoun at 4. Then the winners will play for the district championship tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. And the winner moves on to the state tournament that gets underway next week. So Tim Stroman trying to break a 2-game losing streak last night with the Hastings Orioles.
What?
Oh, the little kids. He's the
Oh,
coach of the.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
missed it. You missed it.
I did.
Yeah, he's also the coach of our little kids team. We took it on the chin last night twice.
That'll happen.
So he'll be. I saw him at the end of the games last night. We're fired up about today. He'll be fired up about today.
That's good.
So Adams Central plays at 4 this afternoon. Hastings High, by the way, they're going to be playing at 3 this afternoon in Elkhorn. They'll take on the top-seeded Elkhorn North at 3 this afternoon. The other game at 5 o'clock will pit Waverly up against the Wahoo Bishop Newman. So those are the district tournaments for the two Hastings teams. The other district tournaments, looks like Kearney is going to get started tomorrow. Kearney is going to be playing Papillion La Vista tomorrow at Fricky Field in the I think that's at Elkhorn, too, or Papillion, somewhere around there. I've been to Fricky Field before. It's somewhere.
It's in the metro, right?
In the Omaha Metro. So Kearney is going to be playing Papillion La Vista tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Fricky Field, Grand Island. They're going to be playing tomorrow up at their temporary home at Ashley Park. They're going to play the winner of the game today between Fremont and Omaha Benson. That game will be tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Isn't Ryder ready?
It's ready, but not everything is ready. So I think they played a couple of games on it last week, but they're going to continuing their season out here at Ashley Park until things are finalized. So they're putting some finishing touches on Ryder. St. Paul Palmer, they're going to be playing today. They're going to be playing Raymond Central at Malcolm. Malcolm is going to be playing the winner of the game between Palmyra and Maxwell North Platte St. Pat's. They're going to be playing at 1 this afternoon. Then the winner will hang around and play top-seeded Malcolm at 6 o'clock tonight in Malcolm. Then the 3:30 game will have St. Paul Palmer against Raymond Central. Central City Centura, they're the host for C3 Colonel Field in Central City. Central City Centura will be playing Aurora at 2 this afternoon, followed by Wayne against Douglas County West. That game will be at 4:30. So those are some of the area teams as far as district baseball is concerned. Again, Hastings High will play at, Hastings High will play this afternoon in Elkhorn against Elkhorn North. That game will go at 3. Adams Central will play Fort Calhoun at Duncan Field beginning at 4. We'll have the Patriots game for you right here on Extreme Sports beginning at 3:45 this afternoon. Got some other news and notes. We talked about this for the past couple of days. The NCAA is going through with their plans. They're taking the final steps for expanding the men's and women's NCAA basketball tournaments to 76 teams. They're going to be making some calls today, which is the final steps for the formalization of the expansion to 76 teams for the men's and women's college basketball bracket as early as 2027. So they're going to be jumping from 68 to 76 teams. The Tuesday and Wednesday of the men's tournament will be significantly different as they will be expanding the 12 games. They'll be playing 24 teams at 2 different sites now on Tuesday and Wednesday. So nearly 1/3 of the men's field will now be playing on either Tuesday or Wednesday, advancing into the 64-team bracket, which will begin on Thursday. That's not going to change too much, but looks like all systems go. We've discussed this a couple of times in this show. All systems go for an expansion of the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments from 68 to 76 teams now.
Yeah.
We've kind of voiced our opinion on that.
Said my opinion. I don't want to beat the dead horse, and I don't want my blood pressure to get rising up at 7:15. I'll just say this. I hope it blows up in their face. I hope this is like egg on the face. Oops, we made a mistake. This was kind of stupid. We realize all the frustration, and we're going to go back to the way it was. Again, call me the get off my lawn kids old man in me, but it was better when it was 64, straight 64. Then we had to be fair. We got to be fair. Got to let all the conferences get an opportunity to get an at-large bid in. So then we expand to 68. And the way they did 68 has been so stupid because you have play-in games for 11 seeds. If you're going to do 4 play-in games, make them all 16. And have the play-in games to be the honorable mention to go get your ass handed to you by Kansas every year.
We'll get a T-shirt.
Yes. Thank you. These should be T-shirt games. They should be the 16s, 15s, and 14s, not intermixed between 11. 11 seed is like, you want to tell me that you earn an 11 seed in the NCAA tournament only to have to play your way into the tournament. Meanwhile, you have Queen's University, who nobody's heard of, win their conference tournament, so they get an automatic bid to be a 16 seed. No, you should have to play in. It's stupid, and I hope it blows up in their face. It's why I don't like basketball anymore. They've overhandled basketball to the point where basketball is no longer being played.
Yeah, so now they're going to be playing 12 games on the Tuesday and Wednesday of the NCAA tournament. And those teams will advance into the 64-team bracket that begins on Thursday.
Circus.
So it's going to be really odd next year trying to get our brackets.
I don't know if I'm going to do one.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Don't say that.
I didn't care this. I've been on.
Yes,
page,
you did.
I've been on page 3 and page 211 in my last 2 bracket challenges.
I know, but since
I don't care.
Nebraska, hell, we're going to be in this tournament now. 76 teams. We'll be in that tournament next year. There'll be no doubt.
We're going to have to up our rules.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do the bracket.
We had the perfectly imperfect bracket challenge, and it was kind of perfect before the NCAA screwed everything up.
I'm going to have to make some calls and see how this is going to work.
You have more games, so yeah, if all you have to do is get 60 winners, and we have 26 freaking play-in games.
I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about how we're going to even make the bracket.
Well, we have to look at page 3.
I suppose, are these play-in games all of a sudden going to count?
No. Hell no. Okay,
well,
so
wait a minute. We got 24 teams that are going to be in action.
I don't give a damn about the 24
Wednesday,
teams.
And then the tournament really don't start till Thursday. So you've got 20. You got 1/3 of the field.
Yeah, you'll have 4. You have 3 hours to make your bracket. 4 if you wake up at 7, like us lunatics.
Yeah,
you wake up at 7 o'clock. You'll have 4 hours to make your bracket and submit it. And if we have a deadline that's anything prior to 11 a.m. on Thursday, it's not happening. Because we need to know the results of these play-in games. And these results of these play-in games are going to dramatically affect our bracket.
Well, Wednesday night.
So 11 a.m. on Thursday, hard time, that's your cutoff. And you need to take brackets all the way up until 11 a.m. on Thursday because I'm going to fill mine out 10:30. That's the only thing that's going to screw up, is going to screw up the amount of opportunities that we have to know who's all going to be participating, because we have to extend that deadline out to 11 a.m.
I'll have to talk with the people who help us out with the bracket.
I just talked.
You can't, because the guys that were backing us for the $10,000, they had deadlines too. So I don't know. We'll have to see how everything situates, but it looks like it's all system go for the bracket expansion, and we'll know more probably as early as today. They're making some calls evidently today to get that thing finalized. The first place Chicago Cubs suffered another blow to their pitching staff yesterday when left-handed pitcher Matthew Boyd injured his left meniscus while playing with his kids at home.
Damn kids anyway.
Yeah, Boyd will undergo surgery now. He'll be out for an undetermined amount of time, though the team does expect him back sometime this season.
After the All-Star break.
Boyd made 31 starts in 2025. He participated in the World Baseball Classic during spring training. He's going to go on the 15-day disabled list for the second time this season.
I was going to say, he just came off the 15-day disabled list with another injury.
And now he was playing with his kids and injured his left meniscus.
Speaking,
he's 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1 this year.
Throw the stats out. Okay.
6.00 earned run average in 5 games this season.
Anything else?
That's all I got about.
Okay. I kept trying to come
Boyd.
up over the top, and you were like,
here's
more stats. Here's more stats. The Chicago Cubs also, where I thought you were going to go, they have walked off now 3 straight wins.
Really?
The last 3 wins have been all in walk-off fashion. Last night, Pete Crow Armstrong stole the show. He hit the game-tying 2-run home run, and the Cubs were able to walk it off once again. So 3 straight walk-off wins for the Cubs, which they continue to lead the NL Central, which has been the most dominant division in baseball here in the first month and a half. So I know Chief was on board. He was texting me last night all excited from his man cave with a tire and a soda and watching Cubs baseball. And the only knock that I have on Chief and Ducky is that their favorite player on the Cubs, Pete Crow Armstrong, landed on my fantasy baseball team because they didn't draft him high enough. And I went out and scooped him up pretty early. So PCA, doing things for my fantasy baseball team, but more importantly, doing things for the Chief and all the Cubby Blues out there. So 3 straight walk-offs. That's impressive either way you slice it.
Is your fantasy baseball team faring any better than your NASCAR racing fantasy team?
Oh, my fantasy team's flex, dude. I would argue that I am doing extremely well in fantasy NASCAR being blind. Like, I've never done fantasy NASCAR before. This is my first ever go at it. And yet I'm in the middle of the pack, which is not on page 3. Thank you very much.
Not yet.
And are you talking smack?
I've got you because I'm kind of toward the top right now.
Are you talking smack?
You're not doing
I'm
bad.
mid-pack. I'm mid-pack with no knowledge of NASCAR whatsoever until this season.
You're not doing bad.
Thank you very much.
Wait until you start running out of drivers to pick, though.
That's kind of why I went with all my drivers with 0 starts this past week.
Yeah,
I was like, oh boy.
Wait until you run out of starts and you got, now who am I going to pick?
I kind of want to burn through all Bubba Wallace's starts just so I don't have to use them.
Yeah, so he doesn't
crash
into your
for me
mind
anymore.
You maybe use him.
Good
Just
Lord.
burn through all 9 of his starts and then you don't have to worry about it. We might as well get to the playoff stuff from last night.
Playoffs?
The New York Knicks, they won last night. They
Shocker.
didn't blow out Philadelphia like they have in the past few games. They only won by 6 last night, but a win is a win. The Knicks over Philadelphia 108-102. So New York leading that series 2-0. The San Antonio Spurs, they beat Minnesota last night 133-95. That series now tied up at 1 game apiece. Tonight you've got Cleveland playing at Detroit. Detroit is leading that series 1-0. The Los Angeles Lakers are playing at Oklahoma City tonight. The Thunder, they lead that series 1-0.
Awesome. On the ice, my handy-dandy sports app is being a pill this morning.
You need help?
I think I got it.
Okay.
By memory. Sabres beat the Canadiens 4-2.
Yep.
Buffalo takes a 1-0 advantage in the series.
Yep.
And the Ducks won by 2 goals. Last I saw, it was 2-0. I think it finished 3-1.
Yep.
That series is tied.
Yep, 1-1.
I have no idea what tonight brings.
Carolina.
Oh, yes, I do. Carolina and Philly, right?
Yep, Philadelphia.
Hell yeah.
And Carolina leads that series 2-0.
Carolina's won their first 6 games of the playoffs.
Did
They have
you
not
say that
lost
was
yet.
the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year?
No, they're my favorite to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh.
Like, my personal favorite.
Colorado.
Colorado is good.
All right. So that brings you up to date on the playoff scene from last night. I've got your scores from the Big Ten tournament for softball coming up here when we check sports. Nebraska is going to be playing today. It'll be a 12:30 start. Nebraska and Michigan. Huskers are 43-6 on the season. Michigan 34-19. Nebraska swept Michigan in a 3-game series back in March, mid-March. Series played in Lincoln. Probably more fans in the stands in mid-March watching Nebraska and Michigan than we're going to have in the Big Ten tournament in College Park, Maryland today.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see what the attendance was yesterday for the first 4 games of this tournament, but I'm sure it was not good. Again, they're playing this Big Ten Conference softball tournament at a school that did not qualify for the tournament. In fact, Maryland, I checked that this morning. I thought, how bad was Maryland? They didn't even qualify for a tournament. They were not good. I think they finished second to last in the conference standings this year. So they award the University of Maryland the conference tournament for the year, and then their team stinks. And we're going to have nobody in the stands for the tournament, but we'll see what happens today. Nebraska and Michigan, they'll play at 12:30 today. Huskers, of course, the number 1 seed after winning the regular season championship, and Michigan will be the number 9 seed coming in. So,
yeah, I know that we talked about, like, top records should host. Why not? But logistically, right, you want to be able to plan to go to the Big Ten tournament and your conference tournament from a fan base perspective, so make it neutral site. Like, Big Ten basketball has a destination. They go there, I don't know, pretty much every year, right? But neutral site games, and make it known a year in advance.
yeah.
Hey, we're going to play in Omaha. We're going to play in wherever the neutral site is. But
Well, baseball does that, don't
yeah,
they?
why does softball rotate and
Yeah, that's the
hand out conference tournaments to crappy field? There must be an issue. I'm curious with Apple because I am getting nothing to load on the phone here today. So I don't know if our comment section is popping off or if people are having trouble even getting us on this morning because Apple is being a pill.
IT guy, he just chimed in on the social media sites. He says Maryland was 17th out of 20.
That's not very good.
Yeah, they were toward the bottom. So he chimed in. Maybe the IT guy, if
Maybe
Apple's
he's
having
chiming
problems.
in from work.
Yeah, he's probably chiming
Could be
in.
chiming in from work at the desktop, just sitting on the chilling.
Well, he monitors us to make sure
There
we
a
stay on the air.
Outage?
So I don't know about, you're having problems with Apple today? Maybe it's your system.
Or Verizon, possibly?
I don't know. I don't know if there's an outage.
It's a little too close to everybody's alarm clock to be having a Verizon issue right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, because you use your phone for...
Everybody does.
I don't.
That's a good poll question. Like, for the bottom of the hour, how many people still have a physical alarm? I would guarantee you 90%, 9 out of 10 of our listeners, and most normal human beings, sorry, use their phone.
I don't use my phone, but I use Alexa, which is, I guess...
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
It's kind of the same thing. I use Alexa to wake me up every morning.
Can't we just do like a restart?
Which is not a phone, but it's not an alarm clock, but I do still have an alarm clock.
Yeah?
I still have one.
I'm sorry.
And I can't remember the last time I set the alarm on it, but I still do have an alarm clock.
You don't even set your alarm?
Most times I don't.
You wake up at like 4.
Yeah, I woke up at 4 o'clock every morning.
And you don't even use an alarm?
Not very often. Not very often.
You're a machine, dude.
For some reason, I've been doing early morning
I get
radio
that.
/ whatever we do here for a
I get
long
that.
time. So my body just kind of knows my schedule. So I
No.
might wake up at like 3:45.
Good God.
I lay there. I get to about 3:50, and I say I might as well just get up.
No.
So
Never.
yeah,
No. Like, if
So
I
you-
didn't have my alarm, I
what
would
happens
never
if
wake
your-
up.
What happens if your phone goes dead overnight?
I don't come to work.
Yeah, and then I've got to call you, and then you can't answer my phone because your phone's dead.
Yeah.
That's what I have against the. I take a lot of guff.
Yeah.
Like when I'm flying, I don't put my boarding passes on my phone. I still like the paper boarding passes because what happens? What happens if I get to the
I
airport
see that.
and my phone goes on the blink?
I'm kind of in the same category about like tickets. Everything gets electronically delivered to your phone.
I hate that.
And I forget, like, or maybe like I've got my phone charged in as we're driving to Lincoln, but maybe it just got off the charger and I didn't realize it. And now, next thing you know, I'm looking up and I got to get through 4 hours of tailgating and pre-gaming on 12% battery life.
Yeah, I hate that.
So I can scan my tickets in, or I text them to somebody else saying, "Hey, listen, I'm not going to be able to scan this damn phone." By the time we get to the gate,
That's
here's
what
the
everybody
tickets.
does now. They use those digital tickets.
Yeah, But
The IT guy is
cost saving.
Yeah, he's making a clarification on 17th out of 20th. That was not the Maryland softball team. That was your NASCAR ranking. So, yeah, you're right there in the middle of the pack. It's just at the back of the pack.
I'm coming up for bump drafts, okay?
You're not in the middle of the pack, but you're in the pack at the back of the pack. 17th out of 20 in our NASCAR challenge.
I can leave this show right now. Like, there's nothing stopping me from walking over to the other side and going back to bed, speaking of alarm clocks. I can leave this show right now. Or I can do news. Your choice.
Yeah, we better roll on here. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get better.
Every little thing.
7:33, waking up with Mike and
right.
Tyson this morning. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
One of Hastings' most recognizable summer landmarks is making a return this week. Don't say summer without Fisher Fountain, right? Fisher Fountain begins operation on Friday for the 2026 season and will remain on through Labor Day weekend. Located near Hastings Utilities at 12th and Denver, the fountain dates back to the 1930s and is considered the largest of its kind between Denver and Chicago. Well, today is Give Hastings Day. Since 2014, Give Hastings Day has raised more than $7.5 million to support 152 nonprofit organizations and programs across Adams County. Since the beginning, the Hastings Community Foundation has hosted Give Hastings Day, the day-long celebration of philanthropy in our community. To find out more or to make a donation to any of the nonprofits participating this year, you can head to givehastings.org. Special note that I want to throw here on Give Hastings Day. If you want to listen to 88.1 KCNT this afternoon, that's the Central Community College radio station, our final for News and Sports was Give Hastings Day feature stories. We will feature those from 12:30 until 1:30 here this afternoon. So you have an opportunity to listen to some of the nonprofits and what they do for our Hastings community on KCNT. Subtle plug. Okay, back to this news. Governor Jim Pillen is highlighting Nebraska's recent wildfire response efforts following several major fires across the state last month. State officials say fires in Custer, Cherry, Grant, and Holt counties burned tens of thousands of acres between April 22nd and the 26th. The Nebraska National Guard assisted with helicopter water drops and ground crews, while emergency teams coordinated resources statewide. Pillen says drought conditions and high winds will continue to create dangerous fire risks, and officials are urging Nebraskans to remain cautious with outdoor burning activities. It is now 7:35. We'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, Nebraska will play Michigan today in the Big Ten Conference softball tournament in College Park, Maryland. The Wolverines beat Ohio State 9-0 in the opening round yesterday. The first pitch is going to be at 12:30. In the other games today, Washington will play Indiana. Wisconsin will take on Oregon, and UCLA will face Penn State. In the games yesterday, Washington beat Minnesota 4-2. Michigan shut out Ohio State 9-0. Wisconsin got by Purdue 4-3, and Penn State defeated Northwestern 11-6. Henry Kosmicki of Hastings College has been named the Golfer of the Year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. He finished 7th at the GPAC Championships last month in Dakota Dunes, South Dakota. Hastings College co-head coaches Skylar Good and Gabe Escalera were named the Coaches of the Year. Tournament champion Max Nielsen of Hastings was named the captain of the all-tournament team. He was joined on the team by Riker Dunkley and Taki Sugawara of Hastings. The Nebraska Kearney women's golf team has qualified for the NCAA Division II championships for the second time in program history. The Lopers finished second at the 18-team NCAA Regional with a score of 928. Southwestern Oklahoma State won the event with a 926. Liz Lyons of UNK finished sixth individually with a score of 228. UNK's only other NCAA appearance came in 2023. Hastings High will begin play today in the B3 District Baseball Tournament in Elkhorn. The Tigers will play top-seeded Elkhorn North at 3 this afternoon. The other game at 5 o'clock will pit Waverly up against Wahoo Bishop Newman. Adams Central will host the C6 District Tournament today out at Duncan Field. The Patriots will play Fort Calhoun at 4 this afternoon. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 3:45 this afternoon. In the other game at 1 o'clock, Guardian Angels Central Catholic West Point Beamer will play Takema Herman. Sports Today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. You can check them out at bamboospa.website or on Facebook. It's 7:38.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Warm weather returns to the forecast as we head into the weekend. Today it'll be breezy. We'll have a high of 75 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and southwest winds turning to the west-northwest 10 to 15 with gusts in the mid-20s. Tonight, just an outside chance of a few passing showers, a low of 46. Mostly sunny and 74 on Friday. Light winds out of the northwest 5 to 10. Friday night, a low of 46. 77 on Saturday. Saturday night will bring in a chance for a few storms and a high of 77.
Right now in Hastings, southwest winds at 11. We've got sunshine, and it's 40 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Start your engines, Hastings. It's time for fast, loud Friday nights at Cam Raceway. Cam Raceway is located just east of Hastings on J Street. Catch the adrenaline-pumping action every Friday night through August. Watch stock non-wing micros, restricted micros, junior sprints, cage carts, and more tear up Nebraska's fastest 8-mile dirt track. Gates open at 7. Racing roars to life at 8. Only $10 to get in, and kids 12 and under are free with a paying adult. Cam Raceway, where speed meets dirt and Friday nights come alive. Don't miss it.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, you need a team you can trust. At Jones Group Insurance in Kennesaw, they're committed to helping individuals, families, and businesses plan for today and prepare for tomorrow. From home, auto, and farm insurance to life coverage and retirement planning, the Jones Group takes the time to understand your goals and build a plan that fits your future. Local service, personalized guidance, trusted protection. Call Jones Group Insurance today and experience the difference a hometown team can make.
Looking for the perfect spot before or after the game? Head to Miscue's Sports Bar and Grill in Hastings. Choose from your favorite sandwich or build your own burger or chicken sandwich just the way you like it. Your choice of cheese, sauces, and all your favorite toppings. Craving wings? Choose from over 20 sauces and rubs that bring the flavor every time. Grab an appetizer, catch the game on the big screens, or challenge your friends to a game of pool or darts. There's always something to do. And don't forget the daily lunch specials. Miscue's Sports Bar and Grill, 316 South Elm. Great food, great games, and the perfect hangout in Hastings.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will and Science Center Bronick is huddled up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Again, we'll have high school baseball coming up here later on today. Adams Central and Fort Calhoun from the C6 district tournament out at Duncan Field. First pitch scheduled for 4 today. Pregame will be at 3:45, so keep that time kind of loose because there is another game before it. Hopefully things run on time today and run according to schedule. So the scheduled first pitch at 4 today between Adams Central and Fort Calhoun. Pregame at 3:45. It could be a skosh later than that, but hang on. We'll have the game for you today here on Extreme Sports. Nebraska's softball playing today 12:30 against Michigan in the Big Ten Conference Tournament in College Park, Maryland. Huskers the number 1 seed after winning the regular season championship with their sweep of Penn State over the weekend. Husker head coach Rhonda Ravel.
I felt like we've just had this business about us this year, and we talked about joy. We've talked about all the things, but it's just like we're just like I said, we were just trying to win pitches and win another game, and we were able to do that. And then, some special things happened because of that. And even after we won the first game, we knew that we had clinched at least a share. And then after we won the second game, I had to triple check. I mean, I was like making Aaron call everybody, like make sure, because I do want to tell them that we just clinched it, but I didn't want to say something that I had to take back. So, but there was a real calmness. There was a real peacefulness about it that wasn't so like out of your mind with excitement, even though it does feel like it's very exciting, but it's been in our body of work. It's not, we've just been plodding along. I don't even know if that makes sense.
And Rhonda says the word believe has basically led this team this year.
What I've learned about this team is that they do believe. And I also knew from last year that belief is really real. And, we tend to, there's a quote that says we rise to the level of our training, right? Or we fall to the level of our preparation, however you want to talk about it. I think the same holds true for belief. I think whatever our fundamental belief is in our own talent, our own preparation, our team talent, our team preparation really holds true all times a year, but especially as you go into this time of year, because there's a lot of hay that's already been put in the barn. And so, a lot of things in front of us are dependent on what we've done to get here at this point. And belief has been a big part of that. We've talked a lot this year about our self-talk, that our self-talk is kind of a superpower or it can be detrimental. So we touch base on that a lot. But our self-talk builds into what our belief system is too about ourselves and our team.
And Rhonda goes on to say that her team is actually hitting their stride, especially offensively.
Jordy's kind of hit a different stride with her offense. I mean, her pitching's been really consistent all year. Her offense has been good. I thought she was great offensively this weekend. I think Hannah Core is doing a really nice job. I think that Jessie Farrell, she kind of went through her little dip. She had to get used to the video being out and trying to change the scouting report, and I think she's done a really nice job of that. I think Casey Hoffman, she's been kind of a quiet person that's just rolled over the lineup at the bottom. So I think we've got a lot of good things going on offensively, and excited about that as well. And I think our defense has been real steady. We always say at this time of year, pitching and defense win championships, and even the game that I forget which game this weekend, but we were able to turn a double play at a really critical time, and it wasn't an easy double play. If you go back and look at that, it was not an easy double play, but it really changed the momentum of the game.
And Rhonda says it's been nice being part of the Nebraska success this year.
When I started at Nebraska, you don't know what you don't know. I was just a young head coach, and I started in 1993, and you think about what our teams were doing in the mid-90s, I didn't know any different. But what I learned then, and then as I've reflected on it throughout my career, is that momentum begets momentum. And so it doesn't really matter what sport it is. So if one team's having success, you feel it. We all dine together. We have players that are friends with a lot of players on other teams, and so it's not even like a pressure to succeed. It's like it's exciting, and they say you become who you spend time around. If you spend time around successful teams, successful coaches, successful programs, it's a lot easier to understand the formula because success leaves a lot of clues, and so I think that's what you felt this year, from the coaches to the coaches to the coaches to the players, watching one another, visiting with one another, listening to press conferences. I mean, there's lots of ways that we can learn and be inspired from one another, and I think that's happened a lot this year.
All right, that's Rhonda Ravel, the Nebraska softball coach. Huskers again playing Michigan today in the Big Ten Conference tournament at College Park, Maryland. Game will get underway at 12:30. There's a game before it. It's going to be Washington playing Indiana. I think that one gets underway at 10. Then following the Nebraska game, Wisconsin against Oregon, UCLA against Penn State. So Nebraska playing in this conference tournament, they're locked in, I would think, for a regional. I think Nebraska is going to probably host a regional next week. So it's just the start of bigger things to come, hopefully, for the Nebraska softball team.
Oh, yeah, and like I told you, Mike, I mean, there's a lot of talented softball teams in Division I right now. You get to softball, and it's the same in high school as it is in college. If you have an ace, you can go far in these tournaments, and you look back at last year, and was Nebraska deserving to play in Oklahoma City in the Final Eight? Absolutely. We ran headlong into Carlin Pickens in Tennessee, and it was a battle of aces between, at that time, Jordy Ball, now Jordy Fromm, and it was a 1-0 pitcher's duel that Carlin Pickens was able to win, and Tennessee was able to get that victory and move on in the rubber match of that series. So it all comes down to pitching this time of year. We got two pretty good ones with Fromm and Jensen, and I think that could we say our goal is to make the Women's College World Series? Absolutely. Would I be disappointed and devastated if we don't? No, because there's some really damn talented teams out there. So, expectations are obviously high heading into the postseason. But at the same time, I mean, it's going to be a matchup draw. The draw for the super regionals, for the field of 64, if you will, when they go regionals down to supers, down to the College World Series, that quadrant that we get put in to potentially be a destination for our super is going to be extremely important, as it is for everybody. And I think, like, this year, when you take a look at the top 25 and some of the teams that are on the outside looking in to try to get into a regional, there's talent all over the place, man. And so this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. I love the amount of exposure that softball has been getting in the last couple of years in terms of they've put as much emphasis on softball as they do in the men's regionals and super regionals and things like that. And it's been needing to happen. And I'll throw in a subtle plug. I don't know if he hosts it, but I know that he hosts the baseball side of things. My boy Matt Schick, they have on ESPN Plus the 7 innings or whatever the hell the program is called, but it's your whip around coverage. They go around doing all the regionals. Like, that's my entertainment for the next week and a half or so. Not only on the softball side, but the baseball side of things. I love this time of year in the postseason, and you hope that you go into the postseason with a little momentum, and some hardware as well. I think this team's fully capable of winning the Big Ten tournament. Absolutely, 100%. Do I think we'll match up against UCLA? I do. And from that point, I think that's going to be a great championship ball game. And then we'll see where the cards lie.
Yeah, I think we can win the Big Ten tournament, then go on into the regionals. You talked about the competition for softball. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't rule out a run. Wouldn't rule out a run for the Nebraska softball team. Are we good enough to win the national championship?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're good enough to do that. So hop on the bandwagon. The next couple of weeks ought to be fun. It's like basketball. Not a lot of people jumped on the Nebraska men's basketball team until we started to make a run, and then it was kind of fun. No, it wasn't kind of fun. It was a lot of fun.
The whole softball season has been fun.
Yeah, so if you haven't been following Nebraska's softball, hop on board now. There's room on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Hop on the bandwagon right now, because the next couple of weeks I think is going to be a lot of fun for us following in Nebraska's softball. So
I'm going to tell you to hop on the baseball bandwagon, too. That's a top 25 team. We got work to do. We're not really right now, as of this moment, in a position to host a regional in baseball, but we're certainly in position to be a 2. We make a little noise in the Big Ten tournament like we have in the last 2 years. We won the damn thing the last 2 years. We've had to come up from a completely different spot. I'll be very curious to see how Will Bolt kind of navigates this, because now we're going to be towards the top in the conference standings. We've had to come up kind of from the bottom. I think last 2 years we have lost the first round game, and we've had to come up through the consolation ladder, and we've done it both times. But this is a fun baseball team too. So if we go on another run, we might be able to host a regional. And again, I think this baseball team is capable of competing with just about anybody in the nation. My expectation, I follow a beat writer on Baseball America, and he has a better percentage than Joe Lenardi in terms of figuring out where these teams are going to go for their destination and what quadrant we're going to be in. I think ultimately when we flash back, way back to the beginning of the season, and I told you there was a pivotal series. Nebraska was taking on Auburn, and we dropped 2-3, but we won that first game in dramatic, exciting fashion, and I said circle that game because I think that we're going to have to go through Auburn, or I said I think we'll see Auburn again. My Baseball America beat writer that I follow has his projections and us going through Auburn for an opportunity to get to a super regional. So,
all right,
be that as it is.
All right, NAIA baseball. Looks like Concordia and Doane will play in the opening round of the NAIA baseball tournament, May 11th through the 14th. Concordia will be going to Salina. Doane is going to host an opening round little quadrant. They're going to be playing in Lincoln. Softball, 3 teams are in from the GPAC. They'll be playing in the opening round next week. Dortch, Midland, and Morningside. 7:56, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
All right, well, all you need to know today is it's Give Hastings Day, and we're going to hear plenty about it as we move along throughout the day. But another opportunity to give to the wide variety of nonprofits here in the Hastings community. Since 2014, Give Hastings Day has raised more than $7.5 million in the support of 152 nonprofit organizations and programs across Adams County. The Hastings Community Foundation, they are the arm of this. They've hosted Give Hastings Day, a day-long celebration of philanthropy in our community. There is going to be a watch party going on all day at the Lark today, the Give Hastings Day headquarters at the now 1906 Schnese District building, which houses the Hastings Community Foundation, will also be a central hub where you can follow along and participate in all of the activities today. And again, a subtle plug to the work from my students all semester. If you tune to 88.1 KCNT, the Central Community College campus radio station, from 12:30 until 1:30, we will be highlighting some of the many great nonprofits and the work they do in our community with some feature stories that my journalism class put together. So 12:30 to 1:30, 88.1 KCNT. Hear from the many great nonprofits that are participating in Give Hastings Day. At 11:59, we will find out how much money was raised on this 24-hour day of giving for our Hastings community. 2 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll back over to the East Side Studios. What's the haps in sports?
Well, sports is brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill, America's first 24-hour holistic wellness center. Now, they're located at 208 South Burlington in Hastings or in Blue Hill. Nebraska will play Michigan today in the Big Ten Conference softball tournament in College Park, Maryland. Wolverines beating Ohio State 9-0 in the opening round yesterday. First pitch will be at 12:30 today. Other games today is going to have Washington playing Indiana. Wisconsin will take on Oregon, and UCLA against Penn State. Henry Kosmicki of Hastings College has been named the Golfer of the Year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Hastings College co-head coaches Skylar Good and Gabe Escalera were named the Coaches of the Year. Tournament champion Max Nielsen of Hastings was named the captain of the all-tournament team. He was joined in the team by teammates Riker Dunkley and Taki Sugawara. The Nebraska Kearney women's golf team has qualified for the NCAA Division II championships for the second time in program history. Lopers finished second at the 18-team NCAA Regional with a score of 928. Southwestern Oklahoma State won the event with a 926. Liz Lyons of UNK finished sixth individually with a score of 228. UNK's only other NCAA appearance came in 2023. That's a chunk in your sports headlines coming up on 8 o'clock at Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Warm weather returns to the forecast as we head into the weekend. Today it'll be breezy. We'll have a high of 75 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and southwest winds turning to the west-northwest 10 to 15 with gusts in the mid-20s. Tonight, just an outside chance of a few passing showers, a low of 46. Mostly sunny and 74 on Friday. Light winds out of the northwest 5 to 10. Friday night, a low of 46. 77 on Saturday. Saturday night will bring in a chance for a few storms and a high of 77.
We've got southwest winds this morning at 11. Sunny skies is 40 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
You could sit at home this weekend, or you could be 350 feet above the North Loop River Valley with a glass of wine in hand. At Miletta Vista Winery, we've got the view, the food, and the wine to make the drive worth it. Lunch, dinner, or small plate appetizers, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. No stress, no rush, just a better way to spend your time. Miletta Vista Winery, come and see what you've been missing. Miletta Vista Winery, St. Paul, Nebraska. Let us know you're coming. 308-754-4416.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Willenstein, Center Product, huddle up on Extreme Sports. Again, we'll have baseball today. C6 District Baseball Tournament from Duncan Field. Adams Central will be playing at 4 this afternoon as they got a ball game against Fort Calhoun as they begin their postseason run. And hopefully it's a long one. The Patriots will play at 4 o'clock. We'll have the pregame at 3:45. This afternoon. Again, the first game there is going to pit Guardian Angels Central Catholic West Point Beamer up against the Takema Herman. That gets underway at 1. Hastings High will be playing in Omaha today in their B3 district tournament. Tigers will play top-seeded Elkhorn North at 3 this afternoon in Elkhorn. Other game at 5 will pit Waverly against the Wahoo Bishop Newman. So he's swinging into postseason baseball action today, and we'll have all the action today from Duncan Field with Adams Central beginning at 3:45 this afternoon.
All right. I'm going to slide in some breaking news before we wrap up shop today. This rarely happens because normally it happens 8 minutes after we wrap up our show. This just coming in, referencing 700 WLW. They're based out of Cincinnati. Instead of chasing the Triple Crown, the team for Golden Tempo has announced that they will skip the Preakness to prepare for the Belmont Stakes that is coming up on June 6th. So the Preakness Stake, which gets underway not this weekend, but next weekend, for the 6th time in 8 years. I did some digging on these numbers. The 6th time in 8 years, there will not be a opportunity for a Triple Crown due to the scheduling so close from the Preakness to the Kentucky Derby, and the trainers wanting to stretch out that scheduling and just go ahead and run for the Belmont. So we have topics, we have food for thought for Jim tomorrow, because I'm curious if that's even potential or could be in the cards. Could we push the Preakness back so that there's more excitement for the Triple Crown? Because more and more and more, 6th time in 8 years, they're not going to run for the Triple Crown. And that immediately squashes all the momentum that horse racing gains from a Kentucky Derby winner in terms of the casual fan. Horse racing gurus like me that love losing money every week are still going to be horse racing fans and still going to bet the Preakness, but it does lose the luster. Can we push that back?
Okay, we'll talk about that tomorrow when we talk ponies with Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. All that and more on the show tomorrow. So if you'd like to listen to this show again, you can go to our podcast section on our social media sites, download the podcast, and listen to the show at your convenience today. If not, make plans to be back here at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on